statistics seem to indicate that one cause of death in U.S. is treatment. Drugs and doctors may be the leading cause of death in U.S. Part of an article by Joseph Moorkula, D.O. The original study was published by Dr. Starfield, a full professor of public health at the most prestigious hospital in the United States, Johns Hopkins. Her study never had the headline in it, but instead listed the published research documenting the various causes of deaths that doctors contributed to. I simply added them all up and compared them to cardiovascular diseases and cancer and came up with the above headline, which was widely circulated on the internet. Interestingly, when I contacted Drive Starfield by email, she disagreed with the headline I had come up with. She did not feel that doctors were the third leading cause of death, but thought they were the number one cause of death because of their failure to inform their patients about the truth of health. Now this might be a bit too harsh, as even if people understand health truth, they have freedom of choice and can choose to use sugar, soda and drugs, legal and illegal, to compromise their health and longevity. However, JAMA actually published a study a year earlier that could support that doctors may be the leading cause of death in the United States. Read more. Greater than this investigation by Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, reveals why you are 6,200% more likely to be killed by your doctor than by a homicidal shooter. This is based on U.S. government statistics from the Centers for Disease Control, combined with doctor-caused deaths published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. These data show that FDA-approved prescription drugs kill 290 Americans every single day, meaning that for mass shootings to approach that number, you'd have to see a Colorado Batman movie massacre take place every hour of every day, 365 days a year. That's how dangerous doctors and FDA-approved prescription medications really are. Read more at http://www.naturalnews.com. Kills more people than heart disease or cancer, but hardly anyone knows, by Dr. Moorkula. The latest data on the leading causes of death in the United States has been released by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC). The report, which is based on 2010 data, lists the 10 leading causes of death as follows: diseases of the heart, cancer, chronic lower respiratory diseases, cerebrovascular diseases, stroke, accidents, unintentional injuries, Alzheimer's disease, diabetes mellitus, nephritis, nephritic syndrome and nephrosis, kidney disease, influenza and pneumonia, intentional self-harm, suicide. In an analysis, 247 Wall Street determined that the costs to the economy for these top 10 causes, including not only direct medical care but also the indirect loss of productivity, amounts to a whopping $1.10 trillion. However, there is one leading cause of death that was left off of this list, and when it is factored in, the costs to the economy, and the death toll itself, is actually even higher. The CDC left conventional medical care off of their death list. It should be one over a decade ago. Professor Bruce Pomerantz of the University of Toronto concluded that properly prescribed and correctly taken pharmaceutical drugs were the fourth leading cause of death in the U.S. More recently, an article authored in 2 parts by Gary Null, Ph.D., Carolyn Dean, M.D., N.D., Martin Feldman, M.D., Deborah Racio, M.D., and Dorothy Smith, Ph.D., describes in excruciating detail how the modern conventional American medical system has bumbled its way into becoming the leading cause of death and injury in the United States. Read more. Greater than